Hey there, gamers. DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about the new Xbox handheld, the ROG Ally X, because this is a very strange project. It actually comes out now in less than a month, but Xbox themselves still isn't talking about how much it actually costs. But somebody has now leaked the price. It's $1,000. Well, it's $900, and I wanted to do a video today talking about why specifically I think it is important not to buy this. And it's not just anti-Xbox. It's not just Xbox got no games. I wanted to sort of break down why I do believe the next generation of console warring isn't going to be Nintendo versus Microsoft versus Sony. It's not even going to be PC versus console. I do think the next console war that is going to be kicking off here in the next 2 years is going to be the handheld wars. And I have to admit that I'm actually excited about this. And it's for mostly the reason that, in a lot of ways, I do think that handheld gaming is making a big comeback. Obviously, this is in very large part because of the overwhelming success of the Nintendo Switch. The fact that this thing sold 160 million units, billions and billions of dollars in games. I think it got a lot of people that were non-gamers back into gaming. But a lot of companies now are basically saying, okay, how can we replicate that? How can we make our own tiny playable gadget, something you can pick up and play for as cheap as possible and want to buy our games, right? Well, I'm specifically annoyed about the fact that I honestly think that the ROG Ally X, it's teaching us all the wrong lessons. The power of handheld gaming isn't necessarily having the craziest screen. It's not about having the craziest graphics. It's about the games. And honestly, it's about that price point. But let me break it down. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could please, I am DreamcastGuy. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So, this is so wild. I saw this a couple days ago, and I've actually just kept this open because I kept just waiting to see some sort of update from Xbox where they're doing a countdown for a device that legitimately doesn't have a price point, that doesn't have pre-orders. 1 month. When's the last time you saw a device that was this advertised that didn't have some ability to at least look into it, right? We really don't know anything about this yet. And even Brad Sams, this guy's actually a big Xbox leaker, said Microsoft seems to be promoting this far heavier than any of their previous third-party devices. Curious what the arrangement is behind the scenes. Now, keep in mind, there was originally a lot of rumblings that there was going to be two separate styles of an Xbox handheld. This one, which is technically not being made by Xbox, it's licensed by Xbox. They went to this company, ROG, and said, hey, make us a portable, super-powered PC. We'll slap some Xbox stuff on it, right? But separately, there was going to be a thing called Project Keenan. There was supposed to actually be an Xbox Series S with a screen that you could pick up and play on the go. With Game Pass, with all your native Xbox games, it was basically legitimately an Xbox you could play on the go. But apparently, for some mysterious reason, they canceled that. So this is technically the only portable Xbox that may ever exist, at least for a while yet. But what do you see? What do they see? What are the replies, right? Do I need an Xbox to play? Nope, this is an Xbox. I'm so excited. But people are being like, where's the pre-order? Stay tuned. Where's the pre-order? Stay tuned. The clock is ticking. This is obviously ROG themselves. So let's talk about that leaked price point. Somebody at Best Buy is currently setting up the displays. This has been verified now by multiple people, but apparently this is the price of the ROG Ally X. It is $900 for the more beefy version and about $550 for the slightly lower quality version. Now, my reason for making this video, again, is not just saying, oh, if you buy this, you're a bad person. Oh, this is just a hunk of junk. I do think that from the specs they've released and stuff, this is a pretty beefy piece of tech. Honestly, the graphics of it are going to be pretty decent, but I almost feel like the lesson we're taking from gaming right now is this arms race of power that I just feel like people don't want anymore. Like maybe I'm so disconnected, but I feel like I play so many games. I love so many games. I've seen crazy indies and big AAA and little weird pixel art, and all of it I feel like that gets an audience. People love it for the game itself and not necessarily, oh, it's 4K 120 FPS, right? Let's talk about the success of the best handheld that's sort of outside the mainstream, right? Obviously, the Nintendo Switch 2, these are big old beefy boys. But what has been the biggest independent success? Probably the Steam Deck. But even this has only sold a couple million units. This has sold roughly 3.5 million units. Now, personally, I'm obsessed with my Steam Deck. A lot of people are. The fact that you can just instantly dock it, it instantly carries cloud saves back and forth. You can emulate games on this. It can play literally anything. You can mod it, you can customize it. This is fantastic. But honestly, the graphics on the Steam Deck, not that insane. If you actually look at the top played games on Steam Deck, usually it's stuff like Hades, it's Slay the Spire, it's Vampire Survivors. It's games that are really, really fun, that have cool soundtracks, that have a lot of stuff that people enjoy, but at the same time, they're not these crazy graphical pushers. I think that companies are still trying to think about basically handhelds in the way they think about PC gaming, or thinking about it in the way they think of the PlayStation 5. I would love to know the numbers of the PlayStation 5 Pro, how much they've sold of the PlayStation 5 Pro, because as much as I enjoy my Pro, I don't think it's been this overwhelming, crazy gangbuster success. I think a lot of people that are buying PlayStations are buying it for the third party. Because, I mean, let's face it, there isn't a lot of first party PlayStation the last couple of years other than like Concord. And a lot of people buying stuff, it's, hey, I want to play Final Fantasy XIV online with my friends. Hey, I want to play the new Resident Evil in the best graphics possible. Hey, I want to actually experience games on my system that's easy, it auto updates, it's got controllers that configure perfectly. That, to me, that's the console experience. But these prices, making this more expensive than even a PS5 Pro, this seems like not only will this obviously flop, I feel like it's teaching this very insane lesson. It feels like the industry is trying to tell us everything is going to keep going up. You will be priced out. Look at this. A handheld being double the price of a digital PS5 is laughable. $900 in the United States, then it'll be $1,200 equivalent in third world countries. The ROG design is sleek, but I wonder if the performance boost justifies the price jump from the original ROG Ally they released a couple years ago. This is my thing, is that even Xbox, I truly don't think they care about this. Xbox's big problem: AAA publishers don't care about Xbox Play Anywhere. So here is how this works. The new Xbox handheld does not actually play Xbox games. It doesn't play old Xbox games. It doesn't have some built-in emulator that lets you play Xbox One and Xbox 360 the way the Series X does. Nope. This is only a Windows handheld with the new big screen mode they have right here, right? Full screen experience. People have basically already got firmware that runs on the ROG Ally X. They've gotten it to run on other ROG Allies. So really, anything that makes this particularly special can basically be ported. But my thing is the fact that what's really weird about this is that the original premise was, oh, anything that's Xbox Play Anywhere, you buy it on your Xbox, you can play it on your phone or on your PC, or you can play it on your ROG Ally X. But nobody's doing that. Nobody's really pitching in. In a lot of ways, not only is the Xbox handheld just an even worse version of the Steam Deck, it just feels like a giant answer to a question no one's asking, which is, what if we had a much more expensive, much more downgraded, much worse battery life, much more clunky version of a Steam Deck? This thing, when I bought it, this is the middle of the range version, I think. This one cost me $400. Then I spent some money on a better drive for it. I bought a dock. I bought some controllers. I probably spent $550, close to $600 on this. And I've put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into this thing. The idea that the basic model of this, if you're just trying to buy an Xbox thing, this is going to cost you $550 for even the bad version of the ROG Ally. This to me seems like, honestly, such a catastrophic failure. So let me help you Xbox gamers out. When you buy a game on your Xbox Series X, let's say GTA 6, it won't work on your ROG Ally X because it's actually a PC handheld and not an Xbox handheld. You might want to ask your favorite Xbox content creator why they didn't tell you this. So he's obviously just being inflammatory, but I do think that this is wild. Xbox has confirmed that the Asus, not really an Xbox, handheld does not have backwards compatibility with previous Xbox titles. Another legendary Moore's Law is Dead leak confirmed, despite the haters. I am in a spot now where I do truly believe we're about to hit a meltdown of sorts, a collapse of gaming. Not the entire industry, not everybody, but I almost think that in a lot of ways, what gaming became successful for originally was accessibility, about the fact that everybody could get a game, everybody could instantly figure out Pokemon, everybody could instantly figure out Final Fantasy because it was turn-based, it was slow, it choreographed elemental weaknesses and stealing from bosses to get items. There was a trend of making games not just easy to learn, but very, very fun to learn. And low price tags help that. Oh, are you afraid that you're not going to understand all the buttons of this handheld? Well, good news. The Game Boy Advance, when it came out, this was $70 when it came out. $70. And had thousands and thousands of games. And yeah, some of them sucked, but this had an incredibly good catalog. I almost feel like my contention with the ROG Ally X and kind of just a lot of these really high-end devices right now is that I feel like they're trying to tell you, make more money, spend more money, give us more money for a product that isn't more fun. This is just a rambly off-the-cuff video because, to be honest, I'm just so suspicious about the fact that they still haven't revealed the price. I think that something is definitely going bad behind the scenes. This is just my off-the-cuff thoughts. How do you feel about the Xbox handheld? And there is talks about the PlayStation handheld. I'll be honest, the PlayStation 6 handheld they're talking about, I did a video about those leaks. If that turns out to be real, that thing, it cannot cost more than a PlayStation 5, or else nobody's buying it. And again, it'll just be yet another flop. Thanks for watching. If you could, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.